Hi, hello, good evening to you all. How are you all? This is me, Samirul, and I am back with chapter 2, class 9, Is Matter Around Us Pure? This is the lecture number 9. And before this lectures, we have completed already 8 videos. इसके पहले हमने 8 वीडियो किया है. अगर आपने नहीं देखा है तो जाके प्ले लिस्ट में आप उसे प्लीज देख लें. और ये हमारा 9th वीडियो होगा. इसमें हम पढ़ेंगे हाउ कैन वी ऑब्टेन प्योर कॉपर सल्फेट फ्रॉम इम्प्योर सैंपल, कि हम कैसे प्योर कॉपर को ऑब्टेन करेंगे, कॉपर सल्फेट को इम्प्योर सैंपल से. और हमारा नेक्स्ट टॉपिक होगा वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन सिस्टम इन वाटर वर्क्स. इन बिग सिटी हाउ वाटर इज प्यूरिफाइड इन वाटर टैंक्स. सो गाइज, आई एम वेरी वेरी हैप्पी विथ योर परफॉर्मेंस. आप काफी अच्छा कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे लोगों का रिस्पॉन्स भी आ रहा है. प्लीज आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा वीडियो को शेयर करें और सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाले वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिलता रहे, और बेल आइकन को प्रेस जरूर करें. तो आइए फ्रेंड स्टार्ट करते हैं हम लोग न्यू टॉपिक, हाउ कैन वी ऑब्टेन प्योर कॉपर सल्फेट फ्रॉम इम्प्योर सैंपल. टॉपिक नंबर 2.3.8 हाउ कैन वी ऑब्टेन प्योर कॉपर सल्फेट फ्रॉम इम्प्योर सैंपल. Activity 2.9 take some approximately 5 gram of impure sample of copper sulfate in a china dish. आप china dish में impure copper sulfate लेंगे, impure sample लेंगे copper sulfate का, और उसे minimum amount of water में dissolve करेंगे. वाटर को प्यूरिफाई करने के लिए फिल्टर करेंगे आप इससे, इम्प्योरिटी को करने के लिए. इवेपोरेट वाटर फ्रॉम द कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन. कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन से वाटर को इवेपोरेट करेंगे हीट करने के बाद, तो वी हैव ए सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन. Cover the solution with a filter paper and leave it undisturbed for room temperature to cool slowly for a day. You will obtain the crystal of copper sulfate in a china dish. This process is called crystallization. तो इसको हम लोग पढ़ेंगे वीडियो के साथ. पहले वीडियो देखेंगे, उसके बाद हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. जो एक्टिविटी है, एक्टिविटी आप एनसीईआरटी बुक में खुद से पढ़ना. मैं इसे ट्राई करता हूँ आपको समझाने का एक वीडियो की हेल्प से. तो उसके बाद हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे कि व्हाट इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ अवर एक्सपेरिमेंट.
Crystals of copper sulfate from an impure sample of copper sulfate solution. The process of formation of crystals from a homogeneous solution is called crystallization. It is a physical change. For example, the salt we get from seawater can have many impurities in it. To remove these impurities and obtain pure salt, the process of crystallization is used.
Madam, explain the process of extracting crystals of copper sulfate from an impure sample of copper sulfate solution using method of crystallization.
Let's perform an experiment to prepare crystals of copper sulfate from an impure sample of copper sulfate solution. The materials required are china dish, glass rod, an impure copper sulfate sample, powdered form, concentrated sulfuric acid, Bunsen burner, 250 milliliter beaker, wire case, tripod stand, wash bottle and distilled water. Procedure: take a clean beaker, 250 milliliter, and put the powdered impure sample of copper sulfate in it. Add distilled water and stir the contents gently with the help of a glass rod. In order to make the solution more clear, add 2 or 3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid in it. Stir it continuously and add more impure copper sulfate until no more of it dissolves. Filter the solution and collect the filtrate in a china dish. Place the china dish over wire case kept over a tripod stand and heat it gently. As the solution gets heated, stir it with a glass rod. This helps in uniform evaporation and prevents the formation of a solid crust. Wash the crystals with a thin stream of cold water with the help of a wash bottle. Dry the crystals by pressing them gently between sheets of filter paper. Observation: blue-colored crystals of copper sulfate are formed. Result: the crystals of pure copper sulfate can be obtained from an impure solution. Dose: rinse, clean and dry the beaker before conducting the experiment.
So after performing the activity, we see that when we evaporate the copper sulfate solution, water evaporates and we get the crystal of copper sulfate. And the crystallization method is used to purify solids. So this is the method crystallization, जिसका यूज करते हैं हम लोग सॉलिड को प्यूरिफाई करने के लिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी प्रिपेयर सॉल्ट फ्रॉम द सी वाटर, हम लोग सी वाटर से सॉल्ट तैयार करते हैं और वो भी मेथड जो है आपका क्रिस्टलाइजेशन ही होता है. टू रिमूव these impurity, the process of crystallization is used. Crystallization is a process that separate a pure solid in the form of its crystal from a solution. Crystallization में आपको pure solid मिलेगा crystals के फॉर्म में solution से. Crystallization technique is better. ये आपके एग्जाम में आता क्वेश्चन कि how crystallization is better than evaporation, कि जो crystallization का टेक्निक है वो evaporation के टेक्निक से कैसे अच्छा है. First one is some solid decompose or some like sugar may get charred on heating or dryness. And second one is some impurity may remain dissolved in the solution even after filtration. जब हम फिल्ट्रेशन करते हैं तो फिल्ट्रेशन के बाद भी कुछ इम्प्यूरिटीज रह जाते हैं. सो इवेपोरेशन से अच्छा टेक्निक है क्रिस्टलाइजेशन. इसका एप्लीकेशन दो जगह पे है, और भी ज्यादा हो सकता है नहीं. वी हैव एग्जांपल ऑफ टू एप्लीकेशन इन एनसीईआरटी बुक. फर्स्ट वन इज purification of salt that we get from sea water. We get salt from the sea water by the process of crystallization. And second one is separation of crystals of alum, or alum is फिटकरी, from impure sample. कि हम लोग alum को भी ऑप्शन करते हैं फिटकरी को impure sample से crystallization से. Thus by choosing one of the above method according to the nature of the component of mixtures we get a pure substance. With advancement in the technology, many more methods of separation techniques have been discovered. उससे पहले हम लोग पढ़ेंगे कि how can we obtain alum from impure sample by the help of video. उसके बाद हम लोग देखेंगे वाटर के बारे में, और इसके बाद हमारा चैप्टर जो एनसीईआरटी का वो खत्म हो जाएगा, चैप्टर 2. सो दिस इज द लास्ट वीडियो. इसके बाद बस एक और वीडियो करूंगा एनसीईआरटी के टेक्स्ट को, जो क्वेश्चन है टेक्स्ट बुक्स में, इनर क्वेश्चन और जो एक्सरसाइज होते हैं उसको डिस्कस करने के लिए. ये हमारा सेकंड लास्ट टॉपिक है वीडियो का. कंटिन्यू करूं. This video will learn about how to purify potash alum by the method of crystallization.
Purification of potash alum by crystallization. Potash alum is a double salt of potassium sulfate and aluminium sulfate. We can make pure crystals of potash alum by the process called crystallization. In this process, crystals of the pure substance are formed by cooling a hot saturated solution of an impure sample. The different steps involved in the crystallization process are preparation of solution of the impure sample, filtration of the solution, concentration of the filtrate, cooling the concentrated solution, separation and drying of crystals. Our aim is to prepare crystals of pure potash alum from the crude sample. Materials required: crude sample of potash alum, distilled water, ethyl alcohol water mixture, 250 ml beakers, china dish, glass rod, spatula, funnel, filter papers, watch glass, test tube, evaporating dish, trough, stand with clamp, wire gauze, tripod stand, Bunsen burner, and sandbar. Procedure: preparation of solution of the impure sample. Take about 30 ml of distilled water in a beaker. To this, add about 6 grams of the crude sample of potash alum using the spatula. Stir the contents of the beaker with a glass rod to make the solution clear. Warm to dissolve the whole of alum present in the solution. Filtration of the solution. Clamp the funnel in which a filter paper is fixed to the stand. Place the china dish under the funnel. The stem of the funnel should touch the wall of the china dish to avoid the solution splashing out. Pour the solution into the funnel over the glass rod and collect the filtrate in the china dish. The insoluble impurities are left on the filter paper. Concentration of the filtrate. Heat the china dish in a sandbath till the solution is reduced to about 1/3 of its original volume. to avoid crust formation on the sides of the dish, stir the solution continuously with the glass rod. To know if the solution has reached its crystallization point, remove a drop of the solution at the end of the glass rod and cool it by blowing. The appearance of a crust or tiny crystals on the glass rod shows that the crystallization point has been reached. Transfer the hot saturated solution into the evaporating dish. Cooling the concentrated solution. Place the evaporating dish containing hot saturated solution in a trough containing water. Cover the dish with the watch glass and allow it to cool slowly for some time. As the solution cools, colorless crystals of potash alum begin to separate and the crystallization will be completed after half an hour. Separation and drying of crystals. Decant the mother liquid carefully into a beaker. Wash the crystals 3 or 4 times with a little ethyl alcohol containing a small amount of cold water. Place the crystals on a filter paper which soaks up the solution. Transfer the crystals to another filter paper and dry them by pressing gently between the folds of the filter paper. Now, transfer the crystals into a dry test tube. The crystals of potash alum are colorless and transparent. Precautions. The filtrate should be evaporated slowly by gently heating during concentration. The filtrate should never be heated to dryness. The solution should be cooled slowly without disturbing it.
With the advancement in technology, many more methods of separation techniques has been devised. In city, drinking water is supplied from waterworks. A flow diagram of typical water work is shown. I will also show you how water works with a video. From this figure, write down the process involved to get the supply of drinking water to your home. इसमें आपको दिया है NCERT में वर्क दिया है कि फिगर से आप हेल्प लें और पता करें कि कौन कौन से प्रोसेस हैं जिससे आपके घर तक वाटर पहुंचता है. ये आपका डायग्राम हो जाएगा. रिजर्वर, the allow solid to settle sedimentation tank, loading tank, filtration tank. तो इसे हम अच्छे से समझते हैं वीडियो के द्वारा. And this is our last topic from the chapter 2 is matter around us pure. So let's continue to video. This is the video of water purification. How in big cities water is purified through various systems.
Drinking water is supplied from the waterworks. A typical waterworks consists of the following components. Sedimentation tank. Water is pumped from the water reservoir and is allowed to stand in these large tanks for a few hours. Mud, sand and other solid particles settle at the bottom of the tank. Loading tank. Here, the suspended particles are made to settle at the bottom by adding potash alum. Filtration. The water from the sedimentation and loading tank is filtered through layers of sand and gravel in the filtration tank. Filtration is also done through activated charcoal, which affords better quality water. Chlorination. Finally, the filtered water is then treated with chlorine gas, which kills germs.